the men who have served at the time under my father. I'd like to meet General Adan, General Alquisa of the AGPO, and then General Roger Luis, and Raptor, Professor Raptor, who's now joined the Academ. I am very happy that we were able to organize this pulong-pulong, this getting together after all these years. I have many of you I have not seen for a very long time, and I'm very happy to be able to see you again. And unfortunately, I am here instead of your Commander-in-Chief. And I am here because it is maybe much belated, but at some point it is important that the family, and again in behalf of your Commander-in-Chief, my father, President Marcos, to finally be able to take an opportunity to thank all of you for the service that you have rendered, the loyalty that you have demonstrated to my father, and beyond that, to my family. I cannot imagine how the work that was before the president, at the time that he was president, could have been done, and the successes could have been achieved without you there, without you backing him up. As I look around, I listen to the names when Ellie was talking about, was introducing all of the officers, and I remember some of the jobs that you were asked to do, and I thought to myself, everyone here should write a book. Everyone here should, I think after what, 30, 35 years, I think that it is that all of the adventures that you have had, all the missions that you have accomplished during the time of your service, perhaps we can already consider them declassified. And it is time, I think, that people do not realize exactly what it is that you had to do, what the conditions were in the 70s and in the 80s, what had to be done, and the service that you had rendered above and beyond at every point, so that not only my father's presidency could become a success, but also to defend the country against the forces that would have chosen to tear it apart, would have chosen to bring it down. I think again, right now, as we look around, I cannot. I have to say that my heart sometimes is saddened to see that many of the things, many of the principles, many of what we considered important, what you considered important then, that you had fought for, that you had worked for, and that you had in the end succeeded, are no longer recognized, are no longer remembered. I think the time has come to explain to people what exactly was the situation in those times, how critical a period that was in the history of the Republic. And what it was something close to a miracle that we see now today, that the Republic is still held together, that the security of the country still is being maintained. Perhaps because of the intervening years since my father's presidency, perhaps the people do not no longer realize, because they do not feel the pressure and dare I say the danger that was at our doorstep at that time. And only you who were there, who had to face those dangers, who had to face those challenges, truly know what sacrifices had to be made, how difficult it was, how dangerous it was, how precarious the situation in fact was. Of course, you were quiet, you worked silently, you worked behind the scenes, but again, I think time has come for people to know that in the end, you and your contemporaries at that time who had served my father, not only in the PSC, but also in all the branches of the military and of the police. How hard you had to work, how hard you had to face the challenges, and how the sacrifices that you made to face the challenges, not only because of the security situation, but mostly because the country was being threatened. I'm sure you have been hearing that I'm often being said that they want me to say that everything that happened in my father's administration was a bad thing. Everything that happened then was wrong. And again, I listen to them, and I say, you simply do not understand what the situation was. To put it quite simply, the declaration of martial law was deemed necessary because, as you well know, because it was you who fought those battles. It was you who commanded the men to go forward and to defend the republic. Not only various parts of it. There was the armed rebellion that was being fomented in the countryside by the Communist Party of the Philippines. There was the secessionist movement in the South that threatened in the late 70s to break up the nation. And this situation, luckily, is no longer as severe, no longer as dangerous as it was then. But again, people do not realize how close we came to the division of the country. It was that important. It was that critical. And this critical period in our time was something, the challenges that faced the Republic was answered by you, your contemporaries in the military, then the PC, and then subsequently the PNP. Alam ko yan dahil kahit papano ay nakakausap ko yung father ko, hindi at the time and also afterwards, when I tried to understand what really was going on, what was the true situation. And he would explain to me that, of course, we would put on a brave front. We would say that we have it under control. And we did. But we only did have it under control because of your sacrifices, because of your loyalty to your duty, because of the importance of the work that you did in that time. I think it is time, as I said, I wish all of you would put your memoirs down on paper, put it on record, so that at some point in time, the historians can tell the truth about what happened at that time, what was necessary at that time, what you had to do at that time, for us to now stand here in the year 2015 and talk about the successes and look at the situation in the country that is peaceful, the country that is still together. However, again, it is saddening to me that these sacrifices, these important work that you did, is not only not recognized but not even remembered. People do not realize what it was like in those days, what had to be done in those days, what the Philippines was like in those days. And we enjoy the benefits today. The whole country, all Filipinos enjoy the benefits today of the sacrifices that you made. The different missions that you had to accomplish, and the kind of commitment that you showed to guarantee the safety of the nation. And I listen to all of these criticisms. I listen to all of these people saying all kinds of things, and I always remind them that at the very end, in my father's time, the Philippines did not lose 1 square inch of territory. Can we say that now? I do not believe that. We have embarked upon a very strange and bizarre foreign policy. We have embarked upon a very strange and bizarre policy towards our uniformed services. a policy that I do not understand, where the true place of our uniformed services is no longer recognized, is no longer understood. And I feel that that is a great weakness from our government now, from the past administrations, including this one. Because again, the importance and the place and the role that the uniformed services play and have to play so that the Republic remains intact have not been understood. And that is why I think there is still a continuing misunderstanding up to this point. But in any case, it is something that I continue to work towards. I have that experience. You have that experience. We know what needs to be done. And so we continue to work 30 years on. We are all, I hope, a little bit older, only a little bit older, and a little bit, but a great deal wiser. And because of that accumulated wisdom from the experiences that you went through, we continue to work for the betterment of our country. We continue to work for the security of our country in the face of, I would go so far as to say, treasonous actions by those in high office. It is unfortunate that this is so, but I suppose that of all the groups that I have spoken to understand that this fight is an ongoing fight. We always hope and wish and pray that it will end. But even if it doesn't, we are continuously there, ready to serve, ready to continue to fight whatever battles we have to fight, continue to make the sacrifices that are necessary so we can say to our people, we have done our duty, we have done our job, and we have done it well. In this group of officers and men that we have here before today, I think it is very clear that every single one of you can stand up and say, we have done our duty, we have served our country, we have preserved the peace, we have preserved the Republic, and we will continue to do so till the day that we die. And for that, the country should be eternally grateful for the service that you have rendered. On a more personal note, again, in behalf of your Commander-in-Chief, let me ask the representative today of the Marcos family, as I said, perhaps belatedly, but I think at some point it needs to be done, that as the representative of the Marcos family, to say thank you for the loyalty that you have demonstrated to my father, to my family. Thank you for the service that you have given to our country, and thank you for all that you have done to make the Philippines a safe, secure, and whole nation. Thank you.